Alright, so I just want to teach you the real purpose of the Ten Commandments real quick. The Ten Commandments is like this. It's a very small portion of the old law, which is really like 600 commandments. And but the 10 are easy ones to look at. It's the easy ones to remember. You know what I mean? But the teaching goes like this, and you can bounce back and forth between the Old Testament and the letters of Paul in order to to start running shit together. You know what I mean? So that it makes more sense to you. But nobody was able to keep all of the commandments, not just the Ten Commandments, but all 600 of the commandments, except for God, except for Christ Himself. And so, the reason for the commandments isn't for you to walk around, like I don't like the way Paul says he goes about the work of his salvation with fear and trembling. I don't like that, because the good news is that Jesus has already conquered the situation, and so there's no need for the fear and trembling anymore. We can go forth with confidence because we know that our sacrifice of Jesus Christ is acceptable to God because Jesus is God, and that's how we can make the connection. But what it's about is every once in a while when things are going good for you, our ego has a tendency to get proud and to create sort of a narcissistic situation where we lose sight of the fact that God is the one that's blessing us. So what happens is when you get proud and you start feeling that spirit of that you don't need God in your life, you can hold yourself against these commandments and look at where your shortcomings are. Because don't forget that Christ kept all 600 commandments, and not to mention the 10. You know what I'm saying? And it's not something for you to trip out about. The real word sin comes from the Greek, which means, well, it comes from the Greek word hamartia, which is an archery term like bow and arrow. You know what I'm saying? And hamartia means you missed the point. And the point is Jesus. And we know that Jesus is the manifestation of love. He is love in the flesh. So whenever you miss the point in regard to the commandments, the reality is it means that you do something not loving. So all of the commandments are intended to be geared towards loving your neighbors and taking care of your family and taking care of your tribe and not letting weird shit go down in your tribe. You know what I'm saying? But the commandments are not so much to keep you, like I said, it's not to scare you in hell. It's to show you where your shortcomings are compared to God. Whenever you get proud and you're not being humble, you can hold yourself against these commandments and you will see, oh, maybe I'm not perfect. Maybe I do need to be careful not to take things for granted. And that's all I'm going to say about it right now. You know what I mean? Salvation, saved, all of those words. The real teaching in Christianity is that I am saved, I am being saved, and by the grace of God I will continue to be saved. As you were.